All right, so Ralph, I tell this story for you. So I was invited down. I was still on the radio. I was invited down. Kiss was going to perform before a hockey game. I think it was a hockey game, Kiss. And I was invited to come down and introduce them. And obviously, I know that their introduction is you wanted the best, you've got the best, Kiss. Now, we've had Paul Stanley and Gene on the program many, 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 many times. So I went up, I said whatever I said, and then I did the thing. And, you know, this is Kiss and this is hockey. So I just fucking yelled it. You wanted the best, you've got the best, Kiss. And I screamed it. The place went nuts. As I'm walking off, Kiss is walking on. Gene Simmons leans down to me and goes into my ear, "That intro fucking rocked."
Oh, fucking nice. How many people has he said that to?
Every single one of them, I'm sure.
I could see that happening, though. That's crazy.
And I'll also tell you this, having had Paul Stanley, and Gene is great. Gene is such a businessman, and I admire that about him, and he's genuine and true, and he really means what he says. But it's Paul Stanley who I was amazed at his focus, at his ability to bring calmness and sit and listen to you. Like if you ever meet him and you get a chance to chat, he genuinely does something that nobody ever does, and that's really listen to what you're saying. And then he responds. I've always liked him. Gene too, but I've liked them both for very different reasons. So if you get a chance, Paul Stanley, one of the best.
Very cool, man.
And that says a lot for somebody like that too, because as busy as they are and as many people as they come in contact with, to hold that characteristic with you is tough.
Yeah. That's got to be tough.
Yeah.
And I also loved what Paul said, and this was in an interview, not with me. I saw the interview, and I forget what the question was, but it was leading Paul into answering who is the heart of Kiss. And Paul, because obviously through the years, it's been Paul and Gene. Paul said, I can say this because Gene would tell you the same thing. I am the heart of Kiss. It breathes, walks, talks with me. And then he went to expand and tell the story, but I fucking dug that. I've been watching he's got a band now, kind of a rhythm and blues 60s soul station, I think it's called. I'm enjoying it. I just love the fact that he's out. He's doing stuff. It's laying it down. Whether people dig it or not, he's doing it, and he's doing it balls to the wall. He's not fucking around. This is what he's doing. Here it is. Like it or don't. Here's Paul Stanley with Soul Station. So,
yeah. I just read it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was done.
Oh, this stupid lag, it fucks with us. I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay.
No, I read an article with Paul just recently about that, and they asked him, well, you're doing all the stuff with the Soul Station band, what about Kiss? And he flat out said, he goes, I don't see a reason to do Kiss anymore. He goes, Kiss is, in terms of new music, he goes, we'll still tour, but as far as new music, I don't see an incentive to do it. He goes, because everybody will put the legend of Kiss behind a brand new song, and it's not there yet. Those songs we hear now have had 30 years to live and create their own stories. And he goes, people.
All right. I have to add this.
Go for it.
Because what you say is true. Recently, I believed that bands from the 70s and 80s had no business recording new music, regardless if it was U2 or Kiss or whoever. 70s and 80s, just why? Why are you making new music? Nobody cares.
Right.
Okay. And I believed that. Look, these bands can tour around the world and make billions. They don't need to make new music. And I firmly believe that. Then
you have a good point.
No, I have no point. That's the point. Because then in the middle of me believing that, what does AC/DC do?
Yeah.
They come out with a new album. This is literally late fall last year. They come out with a brand new album and it debuts at number 1, the top selling album. They're a 70s, 80s band, AC/DC.
Yeah.
And they not only can pack any place they play, but they made new music and people ate it like a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I can believe anything I want, and I am the first to tell you how wrong I was. Check it out, man. AC/DC, top flight, number 1 album.
Yeah, but you have a good point, though. What I was saying is you have a good point, because I remember we were talking about this the last time, Mark, and I think you're right about what you're saying, but AC/DC they're one of a kind.
Crazy.
Few and far between. You're not going to get very many other bands. You're right. You're not going to get very many other 70s or 80s bands writing new material that is going to get accepted. Even Rush is a good example. I've heard a lot of their like diehard fans. They're like, I don't want to hear any of the new stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you think how much of an aspect of it is the fans? You know, why is it that the fans of AC/DC are so willing to accept brand new music from that band that they'll shoot them to number 1, but Kiss's fan base are like, we don't want new music. You're a nostalgia band.
You know, I don't know, but maybe there's a point in this. When I listened, because I do the podcast once a week, so I'm still semi-plugged in. So when I listened to the brand new first track from the AC/DC album, this was the track they had teased before they released the album.
Right.
When I listened to the track, because it was already number 1, I listened to it and it was brand new. If you had told me that that track I was listening to that was brand new was actually recorded in 1978, I would have believed it, because AC/DC did not try to find the new normal. They didn't redo anything. They took their signature and they put it on a record. They do what they do, and it didn't matter that it was recorded today or 20, 30 years ago. They stayed with they danced with the one that brung them.
Right.
And that's really what I heard. And it was great. The fact that it was new didn't matter to me. It was clearly AC/DC.
Yeah.
No way to talk your way out of it, but it was good. It was solid. I loved it.
But maybe that's the brilliant part of it, is because it is classic AC/DC. You knew it the minute you heard it, what you were listening to.
Well, you know, it's a conundrum in there, because you've got a group like an AC/DC that could play anywhere on this earth and they would pack them out, and they have no need to reinvent themselves. They could do this the rest of their lives until they drop dead. But then you've got other artists like Madonna, who has to reinvent herself because she did what she did, and then people got sick of it and they wanted something else. And she tried to reinvent herself and they hated it even more. So it's, to me, it's an interesting conundrum to look at, where certain things don't need to change. Others have to survive.
That's
so
true.
What I'm saying is I'm proud to announce that I, Mark Thompson, am the new lead singer for AC/DC.
I fucking knew it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I knew there was a reason for the hair.
We were just wondering about the shorts. No,